Hi, I'm Aaron Blank, President and CEO of the Fearey Group here in Seattle, public relations firm. I'm here today at Life Science Innovation Northwest. This is the 15th annual conference hosted by the Washington Biotechnology and Biomedical Association. Right now I'm with Wende Hutton, who is the general partner of Canaan Partners out of Menlo Park, and they're a venture capitalist group. So we're going to talk a little bit about investments and funding in biotech and life sciences and the companies that are on the horizon or things that we should be looking at. So Wende, give me a brief background about your company and sort of what you do.
Sure, happy to. Thank you for having me, Aaron. So Canaan Partners is nearly a 30-year-old venture firm, and about a third of our activities is focused in the life sciences space. We invest primarily in biopharmaceuticals, and we're an early stage investor. So we like to invest in seed stage and Series A companies. We also look in digital health and med tech.
So in the biopharmaceutical space, give us some examples of companies that you may or may not be looking at, maybe talk in general senses if you can about what sort of companies you might be interested in looking in.
Sure. Well, we had a spectacular last year. We had 7 exits in the biopharma space. 3 of those were IPOs and 4 were M&A activities. And primarily, we invest in clinical assets. And so if you look at our track record over the last year, most of those were clinical stage assets, or maybe about a year before going into the clinic, and a whole range of opportunities. Some of those were in oncology, specialty pharma like dermatology, or taking a single clinical asset that's a breakthrough drug for something like chronic migraine, a company called Labris. So we are always on the search for those early stage, very interesting clinical assets that we think pharma is going to be interested in to fill their clinical stage development pipeline.
And why early stage? Why are you guys interested in the early stage development?
Well, we think that's an area where, from an investment standpoint, it's a little bit less competitive, and we can find those kind of opportunities and develop them properly in a phase 1, phase 2 context. And pharma likes assets that are developed up until that. There's a lot of appetite about a phase 2 asset, and we think that's a great place to play. A lot of value on that inflection curve.
Right. And your other sort of a sector in life sciences, digital health, and I think I read somewhere that in 2014 there was $4 billion invested in digital health. Obviously, we know why you're investing in digital health.
Right.
Tell us a little bit more why.
Yeah. So the numbers are just astounding going into digital health. I think it's 3 times what it was 4 years ago. So it's a huge influx of dollars. And at Canaan, we're particularly interested in the convergence of technologies where med tech meets digital health, or digital pharmaceuticals where drug companies might have an interest in digital health, and therapies can be extended beyond the pill. So there's an end-to-end patient solution. And would you like an example of that?
Yeah, please.
So one of the examples in our portfolio, which is a very interesting one, is taking a tired category of smoking cessation, changing up that category entirely with a new drug delivery modality, which has an electronic interface by Bluetooth, so that when pharmacotherapy for smoking cessation is delivered, communicates with a mobile app. That data goes into the cloud. It can communicate back to a live coach if necessary, and you get an end-to-end, the coaching for smoking cessation and behavior modification in either a digital app or with a live human being. And you also get the drug delivery needed to help that smoker overcome their cravings.
How long is the shelf life of a digital health company like this? I feel like every corner you look, there's a new digital health app or mobile device or thing that's coming to market, and the shelf life, like for example, Google Glass came and went out of the market, and there's a dozen apps that I could go to the Apple Store today to go download. What's the shelf life of these things, and how do you know to invest in something early?
Sure. Well, the shelf life of a digital app for behavior modification is very short. And we're not looking in that particular segment because we feel like you could go out and get 650 apps to lose weight and improve your health and wellness. We're very interested in how those digital apps are paired with FDA-approved devices or drugs.
Okay.
And that provides the proprietary ring around a digital offering that cannot be replicated easily. You have to go to the FDA, you have to get your approval. That approval creates a barrier. And there's also then patents you can file around proprietary technology like that.
Got it. Okay. One last question. We're at Life Science Innovation Northwest. You're here from Menlo Park. Obviously, you fund early startups. There's tons of early startups here that are looking for money. 3 things that they should know about approaching a venture capitalist like yourself, or should they not?
Well, I think the first thing is are you addressing, if you want to hit the venture market, are you addressing a very significant large market opportunity with some breakthrough technology? The second thing is does your team have a compelling background to take forward the technology you want to take forward to? And then the third thing that is very important in today's world is to come forth with a capital efficient plan that until you reach an inflection point, proof of your technology, can you get to proof points into the clinic, proving your technology before you've had to spend a lot of money.
Okay. And is there a reason why they shouldn't contact you, or do you have a team of folks that, how does that work? Who contacts you when they're looking for money? Do you get a lot of queries online? Do they tweet at you, or is it you guys going out and finding the information? Because your Twitter handle is Canaan Partners online, right?
Right, and I've got a Twitter handle too,
right,
so,
right. So
we all have a Twitter handle.
Tweet you and perhaps get funding.
That's
it's not
right.
as easy as that. But
no, it's not as easy as that.
How do they contact you?
So Aaron, we see hundreds and hundreds of plans a year. In fact, our small team of 5 investment professionals on the life sciences side, we track over 1,500 plans in the last year.
Okay.
So if you think of that on a daily diet, that's a lot of plans.
Okay.
So breaking through that is we do look at things online.
Okay.
But a warm introduction is the best way to get to us.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there'll be people here looking for some warm introductions to you. Thank you. Wende Hutton, who's the general partner of Canaan Partners out of Menlo Park. I appreciate your time today, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.